back up in this thing, ready to get some on that wax.
Another session with the BrosTalk, where the beer's ice cold. BrosTalk. Another session with the BrosTalk. Come and tell us what you know. BrosTalk.
We ready?
I'm sick.
Yo. What up, world? What up, peoples and tweeples out there? This your boy, T. Broski. Now my main man, King Daniel, in the building with me. This is BrosTalk. Hey, man, we got a couple of the homies. Well, we got a homie, the brothers. Well, Jesus, the brothers. We'll just say the brothers. Guys, it seemed weird when I said that. So, we got the friends, the guys, the fellas here. Corey, KBA Works, check him out on Facebook, please. And then we got the Fandamentals. I don't know how to break it in the
Fandamentals Podcast.
Fandamentals Podcast, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself, please. I mean, Big Will's been on here before.
Yeah.
So y'all might remember him if you caught that episode. If not, go back and watch it.
Yeah.
And then we got
the other half of the Fandamentals. A-Town Stomp, Adrian.
Yeah. Hey man, how y'all players doing this evening, man? This day, Corey.
Great, doing great. Good day.
Yeah. I'm fried. I see that. Right.
I'm good. I mean, I'm good. You know, every day above ground is
a good day.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Doing good, man. Good legs with the fam. You know what I'm saying?
You break both of your legs. That's a pretty bad day above ground.
It depends on how you say.
Yeah,
still above ground.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you might want to think about it.
That's where the bar is.
The bar is set.
That's valid. You got a valid point.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not, it can get worse. It just can't get no worse than being.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And speaking of worse, we all heard about it. 100 man versus a gorilla. Who's gonna win?
A gorilla is destroying. I'm gonna tell you what.
It's murking everybody. We ain't talk about that already?
I don't know. We talked about
a gorilla. Let me tell you what. First of all, a gorilla will grab his arm and squish it like a can, right? Yep. Mm-hmm. If I watch that happen to him and then watch it happen to anybody else, I'm out already.
Basically,
right?
It's going to be 99 versus a gorilla.
That's not the scenario. The scenario is you have 100 men willing to fight one gorilla that's willing to fight.
I promise you, though, in that scenario, that gorilla's going to fuck 10 of them up.
That's fine.
And then the other ones are like, I'm telling you, bro.
So you think the gorilla's gonna win?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no way.
You think the gorilla's gonna win?
Depends on how big the people are.
The gorilla has the strength of 10 men. 10 men can't fight the gorilla at one time. Maybe 8. Maybe 8, right?
Why can't they?
Hey, he fucking 8 people up in cycles.
100 guys rushing a gorilla. 100 men versus
100 people ain't gonna be able to climb in on one time.
Whatever.
See, this is
whatever
the
the scenario is. 100 guys is taking out one gorilla. Fucking, they took out woolly mammoths back in the day with less. Like, come on.
I mean, we're talking the
wanting to fight.
We also talk about a whole different evolution of men.
But and also, but you got to remember how they were taking the woolly mammoths out.
I understand. I'm just making
They were making them fall off of cliffs.
Well, we're gonna
making the mammoth.
Get this gorilla on the ground. All
Mammoth.
All I'm saying is
chase
it's a strategy.
And run off cliff.
Yes, all I'm saying is it's a strategy. They found a strategy to do that. 100 guys in the find a strategy to kill one gorilla. That's happening with your brains.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, yeah, he ripped
with a strategy.
He ripped that guy's arm off. Well, guess what? We already talked about somebody's arm ripped off. Now we got bones. Now we got a club. You know
why that's such a fair Because like 3 people have said that same exact thing. Now we got them.
Yeah.
I personally think motherfuckers is you gotta like the scenario is a one gorilla. This is all to the death.
You got to be willing to die though.
See, and we're taking, but we're counting. Motherfuckers is counting in the mindset of a human, like seeing something and being scared. We're not talking about those type of people. Mm-hmm. We're talking about everybody's going out there to fight to the death. Okay. So it's not even like we're not even talking about a warrior speech or nothing. I'm just saying, this is something we all got to go out. Mindless Spartans. No, you can say that, but mindless beings, just mindless beings out there trying to stop this gorilla and kill it.
See, to me, that's the biggest hang up with that is who are the 100 people? Because if you're talking like smart warriors,
I would say a random 100 people.
But if you're talking, we'll take one
we're taking in tactics and shit.
One average gorilla versus 100 average men. 100 average men is going to get that gorilla.
That's what I personally, because the whole thing is we're mindless. So all we're doing is attacking.
Yeah.
That's what everybody's job is to attack. He sees you, you see him, he's attacking, you're attacking. We're outnumbering him. We're going to overpower him. Now, granted, 30, 40, I would say a solid 20 of them is going to die. So 10 of them is going to die instantaneously.
Mindless.
Yeah.
Okay.
10 ain't dying instantaneously.
I'm a firm believer, man. A gorilla, like I'm 100%.
No,
I'm saying when he grabs you,
he can. They can.
Now somebody jumped on him. That's 4 of them. That's dead right there. That's 4 of them.
What we're not taking into effect too is like as 100 men, you have a gorilla, and he's gonna attack from all sides. Like again, just crack. No, why he's getting hit over here? And
he's getting hit over here, but he's and then we got to take in our strength. You gonna punch this gorilla? Your punch means nothing. To him.
You got how thick they
take each other's punches.
Your punch means nothing. So the only option that we would have as humans is to just straight up dog power.
And you ever seen their hand speed? Their hand speed crazy.
Yeah, but okay, while he's ripping this guy to shreds, we had one guy
maybe he's punching this guy's head off.
Or he's okay. So he grabs this guy. Now the guy who jumped on his back
means nothing. That one guy means nothing.
The guy who jumped on his back was able to rip an eye out.
I mean, definitely good.
If I jump on his back, you know what I imagine right now? You remember Mortal Kombat Jax? Remember his move? And when you slam you and your body
to be a weapon.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I imagine
you guys just giving the gorilla too much credit. Like he's not going to be able to rip a guy in half while somebody's on his back and say, no, like you have way too much fucking credit.
I'm not saying that I'm saying that he's ripping people. I'm just saying if a gorilla grabs you, if an angry gorilla grabs you around your neck, that one
he's touching your neck.
You're out of the fight.
Okay, now that's 4 of you out of us 4.
Yeah,
somebody should have been able to
jump on his back, which means nothing to him.
Yeah, no, but you get access to eyes. Yes.
But again, we're mindless beings.
That's all.
We're just out here trying to stop
that, man. Oh, see.
So the mindless thing.
So he's able to hold on. He's able to just rip people apart. But we got
that's strength. That's
That's just pure
we
strength.
Don't have. So if you,
keep in mind, he's mindless too.
Yeah,
so he might come in there just punching.
So his whole goal,
he might come in.
He might come in there.
Let me ask you this: you've watched gorillas fight, right?
Yes.
A gorilla punches you.
Okay.
You're not fucking knocked out.
Depends where he lands.
Yeah,
he punched me in my foot. No.
But
it's not like he.
But your foot is broken.
Knocking out 20 guys.
But your foot is broken.
Yeah, just number wise, it's.
The numbers might overwhelm him.
But I do
because
get
eventually you get tired.
Eventually, yeah. But that's where my whole thing is. We're gonna overwhelm eventually.
Yes.
And that's what a dog pile, because they make they're like the simulation game where they like put like Spartans, and I don't know how they come up with and they just let them go. Mm-hmm. They put 100,000 gorillas with 1 million people. Those gorillas won. Now, granted, this is
also to put those gorillas in that game.
But again, this is
but they use the actual strength of the gorillas.
I don't know. Because I've seen a gorilla do stuff. I've seen a gorilla walk by and grab that lady or dude leg and just walk off with him.
Yes.
With pure ease. But I don't think that gorilla's going to take him and throw him across the football field.
If he's fighting,
I don't think that.
I don't think like 5-10 yards.
10 yards, yeah.
Yeah.
But like 100 yards,
they're literally like
they're going. They're flying.
I'm with you.
I think they may have overpowered gorillas.
Is there any videos of gorillas like getting swarmed by just regular animals?
No, they're the king.
No, none of them really.
You know what I mean? So like they're not.
Only a gorilla might fight another gorilla.
Yeah,
but they're an apex.
Yeah, so they're not
I'm just
really.
saying
If you swarm up on them,
it's a dumb question.
No, it's a legitimate question.
Lions are the apex predators, and we see videos of them
but they don't have. But in their environment, they have adversaries. There's no adversaries where gorillas be. They are the true apex.
Yeah,
there ain't I don't even know if there's tigers around. You know what I'm saying? And even in still, I guarantee you, with tigers,
they also say tigers are actually more, more than a lion.
Bigger.
Bigger.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
they are. They're solitary. Yeah, they solitary. They don't. They
out
live
there. The lion is the apex. I was talking about the apex.
Apex predators.
Some apex predators do get attacked. Like they're the apex predators because they win most of them, but they're kind of lacking.
In a gorilla's world, no, there's nothing. They nest on the ground.
I don't know anything.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing that they fear. They don't fear nothing.
You got to think of other animals that easily will destroy us that are way smaller than us, like a badger.
A honey badger?
Yeah,
I'm kicking the shit out of honey badger.
Yo, a badger, bro. Badgers.
They don't care about lions, tigers, bears, or anything.
Like badgers fight.
They don't
big
care.
cats.
They fight everything.
I know.
It takes your food.
They're just persistent. You bite that motherfucker. I've seen them get attacked by lions and shit like that, and they still tick. I seen one like fight off of like I didn't say a pride, but like it was a few of them trying to get him.
Yeah,
and he was like, and they tried to make it seem like he was his mate. Get away from my wife or whatever like that. But and they survived. I'm kicking the shit out of them. Man.
Yeah, you run up on somebody with some steel toes.
Yeah, they ain't never fought a lion with steel. Man, why I'm kicking shit out of them?
Yeah, you pull around the corner, see he got gator on his shit. He make a decision to turn back around. Yeah,
I'll tell you one thing.
Gators on my
we also underestimating the size of a badger.
I never seen. Now I will say this: I've never seen one in person, and I don't know off the top of my head the measurements. I'm assuming that they're what they look like on TV, pretty small creatures.
They're bigger than what you perceive to be small. They're bigger than that, though.
And I'm still kicking the shit out of them.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm not saying I'm gonna win. I know I'm gonna get away.
So I'm walking the other way.
Yeah, I'm
that's
why I'm gonna kick the shit.
So check me out.
I'm gonna throw a piece of meat down or something.
You ever been walking? It been 5 of y'all, right? Walking, let's say 5 or 6 people, and you see a pit running up the street towards y'all. What do?
Everybody go their own way.
Everybody run, right?
Yeah, you better disperse.
What you doing against it? So y'all,
that's not the scenario. Now, if all 6 of us went out looking for a pit bull, it's different.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
It's not,
I can't argue with that.
If you're looking to engage, it's different.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. That's fair.
You don't feel like
that right.
dealing with that. Yeah.
You catch me off guard. We all go out to go kill a pit. We all going out to kill a pit.
That's fair.
Yeah, but you see them warthog videos. What are we talking about? This Animal Planet?
No, but speaking of
my bad.
warthog video.
Yeah, I said warthog. We see a warthog, we all want it. But if we going hog hunting,
yeah, that's true. You got a purpose. When
Yeah.
you're going out with a purpose, it's a different story.
Oh, no, I see a hog. I'm shooting it with my crossbow.
but you see one just pull up on you out of nowhere.
Oh, you better run.
Yeah, and you wasn't even here. Yeah,
You better run.
Get
We
far.
were just walking to play basketball.
We was fast.
It's fast. You better hope he don't want to do nothing to you at that time.
That's what I'm saying.
If he come across, if you
I'm like
just,
old boy on Space Jam. I might not be fast, but I'm slow. Large.
Dog, speaking of the fight, the tush push, man. Well, didn't they agreed that it's illegal. It's illegal. It's a legal move.
Yeah, well, they had it was 22 votes.
They needed
24 votes
What do
for
you
it to be banned.
Yeah, and they had 22.
They had 22. Yeah.
Yeah, so only 10 people voted to ban it. 10 teams.
Yeah.
And also the team that proposed it voted no.
Green Bay.
Yeah.
Green
they
Bay,
voted
yeah.
no.
Now,
Not to ban
Not to ban, which is weird.
We just want to throw it out there. We're just trying to see how y'all feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different
I think that's exactly.
so y'all really
about
think
this.
it's a good thing? Is it that big of a deal?
It's not a super big deal to me.
It's football play.
Is there other things that should be like brought up on the table?
Well,
If
the
you're a
rule used to
Philadelphia fan,
be.
it's a big deal.
Well, the rule used to be you couldn't push a player to advance them. So if you're gonna stop the
But
tush
then
push,
they made that rule
Yes, I
in
said it used-
1991.
yeah, in 2004 they took it away.
They took it away. Yeah.
So it used to
They
be,
never called
Yeah, so it used to be you couldn't push anybody even downfield, like running backs getting hit. But now you see linemen and stuff
Linemen
come
pulling,
down.
Yeah.
So that to me is no different than a tush push. They're
Yeah.
probably getting more yards because now they're pushing against a lineman was able to come up
Right.
and push him against a safety. And he's getting 7, 8, 9 yards compared to Colin Hike and getting pushed. So I don't know why it was put up from the get go.
Right.
Because if you take away the push tush, then you got to take away all
Of that. Yeah.
You know, you just can't focus on one play because people don't like it or it's not
Yeah.
sexy. You know, it's not exciting. It has its own name. So it's pretty exciting. People get hyped. Ooh, I wonder if they're going to stop this. So I just thought it was a dumb proposal in the first place.
Yeah.
I think people just got tired of seeing it. just
What?
constant
Yeah, that's
work.
probably thing fatigue.
They're just
seeing
like,
the play
God
over
damn,
and
is this
over and
ever? It's
over.
like, what, 90 something? It's a huge success rate on that play. And then it's also one of the safest plays that you can
I mean,
run.
but you're not running. But see, you're okay. Success rate for 1 yard.
I don't think it's
You're not
It's
running
not-
that
it's
play
not 1
to
yard you need to
but
get
10
yards
yards.
down to or the first down or the touchdown.
I mean, most of them result in touchdowns, right? A lot of them result in touchdowns. But like for me, this is why we in the gym.
Well, it's
This is
also
exactly why we in the gym.
it's a health thing, right?
Not
Because it's not that it did have safety concerns.
Well, so what's the safety concerns? I thought the safety concerns in football was high velocity impact and collisions. That's why they.
Yeah, but that was part of what when Green Bay presented it.
What's
that
the
was-
safety concern behind it?
Yeah, and that's why.
I'm just saying what was brought up. Do you know
Just
what
people at the bottom of the pile. You know that many people. You know what I mean? But
dog pattern?
that many people at the bottom of the pile, all of that, right? But
Quarterback sneak without a tush push is the same thing, right?
I know I agree.
Bro, I got an ISO play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
At a 1 yard line.
Yeah.
An ISO
No,
we're
play
gonna
is,
pile up.
yeah.
But
everybody
I think owners, and I agree with you. I think it was something to throw out there, see what people think, right?
Yeah.
But
that means there's a bigger agenda behind it.
but there could be some owners that may use that because you got to remember there was 10 teams that wanted it gone, right?
Probably the teams that's playing the Chiefs or excuse me, the Eagles, right?
The Cowboys, the Giants.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the list they got the list of the teams.
I know the ones
You can see the
that
list.
I know the 10 teams that wanted to keep it. Eagles is one, the Browns, the Ravens.
I thought it was 22
Green Bay.
teams that wanted to keep it.
No,
Yes,
See, I thought it was
22?
the opposite.
It's
I thought
22 teams voted to ban it.
That's what I
10 of them they needed 24
They needed-
votes for
yeah.
it to be banned. 22
I
teams
just wasn't
voted
sure,
to,
so I just didn't say.
to ban against it. And then only 10 teams voted
Four.
to keep for it.
And they
And that's what
Yeah,
that's
you gotta
what
get
made it. They were 2
75%.
votes
yeah,
away.
you got it right.
They were 2 votes away from it being banned.
but they kept it.
Yeah.
Which is
So it's still legal.
so does this take away from the game of football, so to speak?
No, not at all.
If you're that linebacker for the Washington Commanders, it might.
Oh,
That dude, what did he false start like 3 times in a row in the
Oh, yeah.
championship
Yeah.
game? They said if you do it again, we're gonna give him the touchdown.
Touchdown. Yeah.
He came out, he did an interview, and he was like, "Yeah, they need to ban it. Like that's not fair. We're focusing so much on trying to, jump the snap and this and that." And I was like, "Well,
So like my thing about it is
I don't see how that's the argument."
it's a tough play to stop as a defense. There's like when you come up with a defensive scheme, I don't care if you take this to the best defensive coordinator out there.
It's gonna be a hard.
It's a hard play to stop.
Regardless.
There's other plays. There's
Quarterback
almost,
sneak is hard to stop.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it can be stopped.
It can be stopped.
It can be stopped. Who jumped over was Troy Polamalu?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
every play is hard to stop. They just figure out how to stop it.
that's what I'm saying. Everything there's a way to figure out how to stop everything. But this play is like one of them ones. It's like I'm not gonna say I don't know what the ratings is, the numbers is, but they do have
in particular just for that style of play was 82% success rate.
So
That's nuts.
So it was 10 teams that voted against banning it. Obviously, Philadelphia, because it's, Baltimore Ravens, Cleveland Browns, Detroit Lions, Jacksonville Jaguars, Miami Dolphins, New England Patriots, New Orleans Saints, New York Jets, and Tennessee Titans. All the other teams voted against it, voted to get rid of it.
It's just a scheming thing. Like, it's just.
I feel like people are just tired of them using it, and they can't come up.
They're tired of
They can't find a way of
because
Right.
Philly,
they're the only team that really uses
that's
it.
what I mean.
because that's where the name came from.
Exactly. It wasn't
They're not. They didn't have the 82%. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't all.
Yeah, that wasn't all.
Other teams.
Yeah.
Just Philly uses it the most too.
They know. They just look like it's just named after them. The Bills use it a lot. Too.
well, I would say they did it in more bigger games.
The Bills use
You
it
know
a
what I'm saying?
lot.
That's
Well,
why Philly is like probably one of the teams that's
because they came up with the original scheme, like on how it looks.
to put the lineup and everything, and then
And they
actually
had
push it.
a quarterback, so we can sell this as being an amazing play because, hey, I would do that too. If my quarterback could bench press 600 pounds, squat 600 pounds.
Yeah.
And Travis Kelce's one of the biggest faces and one of the best linemen in the league. He's leading the play. We can sell, look how amazing that center is. And so we can sell this play.
You do, yeah. That's a valid point because Travis Kelce's popularity.
Jason, I'm sorry.
Jason Kelce's popularity as a center
Blew
blew up
Blew the fuck up.
after
You don't even really know why. Was he that good?
He is that good.
He is.
He is a solid player.
He
Hall of
will
Fame?
be.
It's just that position.
Oh,
First year?
he'll absolutely be a Hall of Fame.
First year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was driving that. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying, for me, I think his brother being who his brother is and him being like maybe that propelled him.
They had
But
a
I think
variety
that
show.
I think that there's outside football stuff
Yes.
that led him to be. Did you see when he wrecked his little go kart?
Yeah. But the tush push thing is part of it because he's been asked about that in interviews. You know
They asked Jalen Hurts too.
Yeah.
He said we don't call it that.
Yeah, that's the play the media gave it.
You know what I mean? They gave that's the name that they gave it.
It's basically it's all it is
on
quarterback
prime
sneak. That's really all it is.
That's
All it is.
But see, didn't they get now? There's a team called USC back in the day. Didn't they have the same issue?
No, you're talking about the Lindell White play. He pushed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
When
with
USC they pushed
Lindell
Carson
White.
Palmer.
When Reggie Bush
Push Carson Palmer.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was like they
But that
stopped.
that was also back then when that happened. You couldn't do that. The rule was you couldn't push players.
Yeah, you got that was 22 years ago.
Jesus.
Yeah, and
a long
I think
time.
it was only a year later it got
Yeah.
changed. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's only a year later it got changed. So the rule is you can't push your player.
Man.
But now you're allowed to push.
Yeah, that was 2000, 2002, 2003 season.
Side note, explosive wise, NCAA ever is Reggie Bush like the most explosive
He's the fastest player.
Fastest.
Yes.
player we've ever seen? Like
Yes.
get around the outside though.
Yes.
Bro,
I've
I'm gonna tell you this. One of the most amazing college plays I've ever seen was him running full speed, stop on a dime, let somebody go by, and then start running full speed again. You remember that play?
Yes.
Maniac.
They put it on a video game.
Yes.
That was the most amazing college play I've ever seen.
Shit, you do a halfback toss. Use a touchdown with him.
Bro,
Yeah.
run full speed, stop,
Go.
run again.
Hey, have that toss out. If outside, go.
Yeah, gone.
Go.
Gone.
Your linebackers ain't
Nobody's fast. Have
Linebackers
you
I've
seen
seen
anybody?
linebackers ain't
Yeah, I would say that I've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I tell you
That
right
I-
now, if you go back and you watch some of them Oklahoma State Barry Sanders runs,
Yeah, but he wasn't as fast as Reggie Bush.
He wasn't a stuff. Well, straight speed. Yeah, you
Bo
right.
Jackson?
You right.
No.
I think, like Reggie Bush on paper, I don't think he ran 4.2
That's
or
eye
4.3.
test. Yeah, we're gonna share
But-
eye test.
When on the field,
That's true.
I
Yeah,
guess.
He's going.
Now, Bo Jackson on
He was
paper
on paper,
was
he was
faster
close.
than Reggie Bush.
yeah, he was a monster, a
Yeah,
real life
Johnson
monster.
was.
Huh?
Johnson wasn't hitting corners like that.
Oh yeah.
Now,
CJ
translating
3K.
to the NFL, you said Chris Johnson,
That was
Yeah, Chris Johnson
Yeah.
was
boy.
crazy.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about this next topic. Ryan Clark and RG3 had a debacle. RG3 stated some things about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark having issues. Or excuse me, was it?
He said Angel Reese
Hates.
Hate. Okay, yeah.
outside of just hates her. It's not
Hates
just
her.
basketball. He says past basketball. She hates her.
And Ryan Clark responded. I mean, I don't know if we could roll the actual footage, but if we can, here it is. But if we can't, fuck it. But, Ryan Clark responded, and in his response, he mentioned things that RG3 does or Robert Griffin does, and one of the things he mentioned was
That could lead to the take he had.
that could lead to the take he had.
Yes.
One of the things that he mentioned was Robert Griffin is married to a white woman, and he says that he likes milk and he had his daily dosage of milk. He does this on his own platform, right?
Well, Ryan Clark didn't say that, but yeah, he does do that.
You know what I'm
does,
saying?
yeah,
He does it on his own platform. I'm saying the
RG3
word, but
says that.
he
did say he did those corny jokes that he had.
Yeah.
he said the corny jokes.
Yeah.
And he said that he believes that his wife is more than
Just
her skin color,
Mhm.
and he spoke to her, and
He's spoken with her.
he's spoken with her before, and he thinks that
He's
she's
spoken,
more
yeah.
than that.
Yeah.
RG3 came back and said that he was offended by it, that he should show respect towards his wife, and he disrespected his wife and all this.
You know, disrespect. He said he disrespected. He passed along disrespecting his wife and kids.
Yeah, when he
You
when there was
attacked
no
my
reason
family.
you attacked my family.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about the situation? First, let's talk RG3 take. Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. Does Angel Reese hate Caitlin Clark?
No.
Does Caitlin Clark hate Angel Reese?
No.
That's just a rivalry.
It's just a rivalry. It is simply just a rivalry, and that
That's
goes
what I
back to
think. It
college.
just goes back to the college.
It just goes back to
Angel
college,
Reese
bro.
doing the whole ring.
But still, they showed respect outside of the lines. Like, yeah,
Exactly.
they did that, but they
Yeah.
talked. They both come out and said, "No, it's just a competitive nature we both had." So
Right.
there's no,
They both
There's
said
no-
that.
yeah,
There's no
there's hate there.
This never was. That's the narrative that a lot of people.
That's what I was going to say. It's the media.
It's the right. It's
Like
the media.
on Facebook,
or social.
if I didn't follow it at all outside of Facebook, I would swear that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese absolutely hate each other, and you know, when one goes to the other court, like they get treated like shit and this and that and blah blah blah. That's just basketball.
They're just trying to push a narrative,
Yeah.
which they've always been
Sports,
doing
actually.
ever since they had the little LSU and Iowa
Yeah.
and the whole ring pointing thing and all this other stuff
And
that Angel Reese did. And
So even when we'll that's a caveat point right there, because that was a big point when back in the day where Angel Reese did that.
yeah,
Okay,
It was viewed a certain type
she
of
did.
way.
She did.
Caitlin
After
Clark did
Caitlin
it.
Clark did it to.
It was viewed a different
with
type
the
of
with
way.
the
You know what I mean? And that goes back to we'll talk about that. But so we all agree that she doesn't necessarily hate her to the degree of like, oh, I don't like her outside of the sport. It's just a sport thing, right? I'm a competitive player.
yeah.
I want to be the greatest. You want to be the best. Whatever.
I don't think she goes out like when I feel the word hate or things like that.
Hate's a strong word.
Yeah,
Go
it's
out of
like
your way to do something.
yeah, like now if I can screw you over in any aspect, I'm gonna do it. I just think that outside the lines they just don't care about each other.
The foul is the foul. The foul was basketball play.
Yeah, that shit didn't look.
It was a
anything
flagrant.
crazy.
It was
It was a
flagrant.
It was a flagrant, but it wasn't.
There wasn't no play on the basketball.
Yeah, it was a.
So
It
it
was a cheap
was.
shot, and it was punished.
Yeah, she got a flagrant.
Now there's worse ones.
Yeah.
There's some that
Do we agree with Caitlin Clark's answer? She would have had an easy 2 points, and you stop people from making points.
would you can foul her like she did. It's just the next move after the initial foul on the arms, it what makes a dirty play.
Yeah.
So if you're going up for if you're going up for an easy layup, and I know that's what you're doing, I can just bam like she did immediately. She hit the arms,
Yeah.
and it could be done. But now if I'm hitting the arms and now I'm pushing you,
I'm giving you
Afterwards,
extra.
after I hit the arms.
yeah, because she's already
That's
off
where the
balance.
flagrant comes in.
Yeah, she's already off. You're already off.
But y'all
balance.
don't feel like
It comes
that's rooted in no type of dislike or anything like that.
I think that was
If you
more
watch-
frustration.
If you watch Caitlin Clark play,
Who won that game?
they did.
Fever?
Yeah, Fever did.
Like 40
But
points.
if you watch Caitlin Clark play, she plays like you can go back to college. She does these small things that
Get under people's skin.
if that was Kobe doing it, then it wouldn't be viewed bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
With Draymond, it's gonna
yeah.
be
exactly.
it's gonna be
So,
exaggerated if it's a
That's exactly
Draymond
what I was
Green
thinking
doing
of.
something.
exactly.
But he's aggressive, right?
All I'm saying is this her style, and it's a
She's aggressive. She's
Some of it is.
disrespectful. She's rude in a lot of times. She
yes.
she does a lot of stuff that
Yes. Mm-hmm.
that the what they say in the story, they got the protagonist and antagonist.
Yeah, but
The antagonist,
But-
she does. You could. There's a storyline that you could play, and she's the antagonist. She's the bad guy.
But I guess to the point, like let's talk about Larry Bird, right? There's plenty of people that would be like, the shit talking he did makes him an asshole,
Or the dirty plays he did.
or the dirty plays
Yeah.
he did. But nobody talks about that. We just talk about how great he was.
People
But-
talk about it.
But let's put Draymond Green.
yes.
He can do the same things.
Yeah.
And it's a completely different discussion.
So that's
Why
how
is
I view
that?
this. That's how I view this.
That's how people view.
Well, I mean,
You got your people that people love. You got those that people hate.
So let me ask you. So
it's-
with that story, with that, is Draymond? Do y'all think Draymond Green's good?
Yes.
he's all the time for sure.
Yeah.
So
If you understand basketball, his basketball IQ, solid. He understands spacing.
He changed the game.
He did. He like if you understand basketball, you understand Draymond Green is a great player.
he allowed Golden State to be able to play small ball.
Yeah, because he was able to guard every other team center.
Yeah.
but is he? So
Hall of Fame.
he's Hall of Fame, right?
They don't win championships without
Okay,
That
cool.
was a 1,000.
Okay, cool.
That's a fact.
With that being said, why is he can't be as aggressive as he is? Is he a dirty player? Like some of the moves that he
The
does,
thing
you can
about it-
consider dirty,
Well,
right?
in reference to, and we just call a spade, but in reference to, if you because we still got to do the comparison. So we comparing Draymond to Larry Bird and type of greatness that they display.
I'm not saying this. I'm okay. Greatness
But if you ask the
display
reason why,
versus
but if you ask
the
the
nasty side too.
Yeah.
So
if you ask the
but we got to
reason
count on
why,
both sides. Yeah.
then we can clearly go with casuals who only look at race and its race being brought into a sports conversation.
Which it is.
Right.
So that's the only reason why this story is so big, is because people, they don't care about basketball. They probably never
Yeah,
watch
that's-
it's just-
basketball. But
that's
it's a
facts.
talking point.
Right.
And hey, oh, this person really good. And now
It's
60% of the people who now tune in is because not, oh, this girl is amazing. It's this white girl is amazing.
right. Yeah. It's the same thing. Like the narrative. Oh, Angel Reese only has that many offensive rebounds because she misses. You know how many? Do you know how many? What the percent of rebounds of come from her own misses? Only 11%.
But still, getting your own miss is great.
It's great.
Yeah, that's
It's being-
we
it's
said the
being
bubble
not-
points.
If she didn't get any of her own, if those rebounds didn't come from her shots,
Mhm.
you could take all those away. She still would have led the league in offensive rebounds.
Boom.
Yeah, but your people who understand basketball, watch basketball, know that Angel Reese is a good basketball player.
Right.
If she was a
They just
scrub,
play a different position.
If she was a scrub, there
She
would
wouldn't have
be
got
no issue. No, it wouldn't be no issue with Caitlin Clark at all. She was a scrub.
Yeah.
people care because Caitlin Clark goes back and forth with a lot of players. Like you got the
not
last
just
year. It was I think I wish I could find out who it was. It was like a white point guard she's going against. And I mean, she's elbow and turns around and push her. To me, it's
the older girl, Taurasi.
No, it wasn't Diana Taurasi.
No, and
so
then
like,
they got Sabrina Bisco or whatever her name is.
But
she lost me money.
They do that. Everybody in sports do that. Like
I thought you were talking about women.
Yeah,
they do that too.
I thought you were talking about the WNBA.
Yeah. Well, see, we'll stick on topic. The next part to that conversation, because we were just on that for a whole minute, but was Brian Clark's response. So RG3 had his take on it, which was Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, and then Ryan Clark had a response to that. And in his response, do y'all think that he was wrong? Do y'all think that he why bring up? I'm gonna play the bad guy. Why bring up his wife at all? Why does that have anything to do with anything?
And go ahead.
We said in the video, this is why you don't understand, and he gave a reason to why this woman was brought up because he was talking in reference to RG3 not being able to relate to things that black women go through.
Yeah.
And give an example of that is, hey, like you don't talk to Angel Reese. I've been around you. I see where you are talking to. So it's hard for you to get a black woman's perspective from a white woman.
But you're absolutely correct. What if I'm black.
You're not a black.
You're not a black woman.
Black woman.
I know, but I'm black. My mama black. My auntie's black.
He has other black women in his life.
In your
that
household.
He's gained this perspective
He said,
from
in
before.
your household.
I thought it was a little.
He said, in your household, when you go
unnecessary.
home, you don't have a black woman to talk to. You always
In my house, okay, cool. You might be right, based off of what you think. My mama might stay with me.
It's an opinion. He wasn't representing your mom.
I'm going to say this.
His wife.
I think that is a direct response to the fact that RG3's white wife was sitting behind him in the first video,
Which was crazy.
clapping every time.
Which was crazy.
Oh, see, I didn't see what
He
didn't
mentioned
see
that,
the
but-
video. I just
Which was crazy.
The video.
He mentioned that in his
RG3's
response.
white wife. Every time RG3 said something about Angel Reese, she was behind him going,
Which
clapping.
Okay,
was
so
crazy.
So take this
That is
up.
a crazy thing.
Could that just be that he is a bad person to go to in his field, not necessarily the fact
But
that she's a white
that's-
person?
So
That, I guess it's like, well, there's a lot of she has a fucked up view based on she's sitting there just like all right, but maybe she's just fucked up person as opposed to like
no,
Yeah,
but-
okay. I'll say this. Behind that, if who you lay down with every day, you respectfully, their views and what they feel and believe starts to become your own. If you're not a powerful man that's gonna,
in a sense,
and I'm not saying that she's to me personally, just based off what I see about that dude, I think she probably runs more than what he runs in the house. So him making that decision to make that video to say, oh, she hates her. The reason that woman was behind that video because she agrees with and she believes everything that
but
he said.
also RG3 understands his target audience.
Yeah, he can understand
I
his
follow
audience.
him on Twitter. I know what his target audience is.
Cool, but you making that video. So what you're saying is then it was a tactic. So this is just to get views.
Part of it is.
So you don't think he believe that shit?
No, I think
So
he
then
believes.
why come back and even make a video about what he said about your wife?
Guess what they did afterwards? RG3 posted, hey, my wife supports all women. She sells these butt straps that help, the
And they sold out. And the strap sold out.
Who bought
We don't know.
We don't
know.
know. We don't know.
We don't know.
They're sold out.
Who bought?
No, so I'm answering your question on why do this.
Who bought?
Why make the reaction? I don't know.
I would almost 100% guarantee you more people that look like Caitlin Clark bought them than Angel Reese.
Okay, but we were talking about Ryan Clark's response to it. Like, I get what you're saying, but all he was saying is you can't have a white woman understand or speak on what a black woman goes through. You can't have a black woman understand and explain what a white woman goes through. Ain't nothing racist about
No, I'm saying that.
Facts.
Yeah, okay. I'm talking about him having her in the back of the video.
I'll see. We moved to a different. Yeah.
That's what I said. That's what I was talking about. That dude, that whole thing, I don't think was just a marketing scheme to just get people to, we're going to sell this. I personally believe, because you got people around you that's going to tell you how to maneuver. Mm-hmm. So you may do something, and then you're going to have a team of people that say, oh, shit, this didn't go the way we wanted to. Or we can spin it this way, or we can make it that way. Mm. I don't think that he came out, made that video, because he honestly was like, oh, we're going to say this, and then boom, right after that, we're going to hit him with this. That's what I don't believe that.
He made the video for clicks.
Yeah. I don't believe that.
You don't think he made the video for clicks?
If you made the video for clicks, now granted, I might be wrong.
Mean, that's what every video is.
In theory, yeah, you're absolutely correct. In theory, you're absolutely,
especially when you come with
this take, people will.
Especially when you're coming from when you're dealing with two people that are always known to be having supposedly some kind of clash. Yeah, it's a topic. It's a good topic to jump off the hot topic. So now, it's a hot topic.
Everybody talked about that before.
So now I can go out here and go, Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. Like, I got an inside scoop on that whole entire narrative because he was talking
what I feel.
Not just on court but off court.
Yeah,
and you know what's crazy?
So now that's bringing in a narrative of I'm gonna get more clicks and views because I want to see what he's gonna say.
Or maybe that's just how he feels. And Ryan Clark was explaining that, hey, maybe you feel that way, but it's hard to say that this one personally hates this person if you don't know anything about what that type of woman goes through.
Yeah. See, and that I'll stand. I might be corrected, but I'm thinking about the preventative maintenance. There might be people that's out there like, hey man, if you just say this, we're gonna go viral. Watch this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like,
get that.
Yeah, it might be that.
Absolutely.
It might be that. It might be that. I mean, he went to school right down the street. He played ball right down the street.
Yeah.
Now, granted, the town that he grew up in, Carpenter's Cove, it's different. It's different from Killeen.
Yeah, because now people are talking about like his hairline back, when he was in high school and stuff.
Yeah,
and I had left a comment. I was like, well, to be fair, there's no good barbers in Carpenter's Cove.
No. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't even know if they have a blades out there. You know what I mean? So, but
they used to, but I think it's a ammo shop now.
Jesus.
Yeah.
They showed you what.
That's on
cut them haircuts out. Arm up. So the whole thing, it might have been a scheme, right? It might have been a plot, might have been a scheme.
Scheme or no scheme, but in the third video, he definitely played the victim card.
Yeah, he played the
that's what we're going totally turned into a Karen.
A Karen. A Darren, as they would call it.
A Darren, yeah.
I mean,
is that what it is?
Yeah, because
Kevin.
It almost...
When
you're just watching it, it's just like not even understanding what Ryan Clark was saying, and then automatically going on this defense that he was attacking your family when he didn't even say anything negative about your family.
No,
he said nothing negative about your family.
In all actuality, he spoke highly about.
He spoke highly about his wife.
When you sit there, you say that I talked to her. She seems like she's more than. There's more to her than just the color of her skin. That's a compliment.
He definitely said that.
Now, I'm playing devil's advocate. What if she was smitten on RC? That's why she seemed like, and now I'm hot. He's so upset. Yeah, he hot. What?
Okay, well then you don't
you need to take that with. You need to go take that up with her. Yeah. I mean, you don't get that.
Still don't mean you get to play the victim on me.
That's but
now it seems like you really are going to try to do some clickbait views and trying to get some sympathy card. Or you trying to pull something to get people to be on your side.
I've never seen his. Does he have like his own podcast or something?
RG3?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know.
But generally, it's him and his wife on there.
Yeah, he took wild takes on ESPN. Like, he usually takes these out of left field because that's what's hot right now.
He does, like when he was doing remember when Michael Penix Jr. in the national championship?
Shouts out to him. That boy got a mean kid.
And what did RG3 do? He's got big Penix energy.
Yeah.
Like, why would you know what I mean?
Man, it's cringe, man.
He just wants to take. He's trying to play in. Remember they?
You feel what I'm saying? RG3 said that. You remember he said that? Right?
No, I don't. That's
Oh, yeah. He said he's got.
That's like no reason to even do that.
Exactly. If I'm Michael Penix Jr., I'm like, bro, don't say that.
He's trying to be Pat McAfee and it didn't come off like it should.
Right.
It came off real.
He's not cool.
That's
Not everybody
right.
can do that.
So
He's
that's
not cool.
Those are that's the things. But that's what Ryan Clark was saying. Like Ryan Clark brought that up, and if you watch that whole pivot thing, Ryan Clark talks about that. Like you weren't a good teammate in media because you went on your own path with these crazy
narrative.
You know, with these crazy things that we didn't subject ourselves to it. But if I'm sitting next to you on national TV and you say that, right, and I don't know you finna say that, I'm gonna be looking at you like, what? Fam, like what?
Yeah, we don't.
Why do we go there?
We don't joke like that.
Yeah, exactly. What we doing?
Yeah,
what are we talking about?
Yeah.
So there you go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't just and he just wanted to focus on the wife part.
Yeah.
Ryan Clark said so much more.
Yeah. That was it was more to it.
Yeah,
It was
he
more
talked
to it.
about a bunch of things.
But-
Led up and said,
And then thought it was disrespectful.
yeah, it's like you're trying to use your wife as a corny joke when she's way more than that.
Yeah.
And
That's what he explained.
but it goes back to what you were saying is catering to an audience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You cater to your audience, and they're like, "Oh yeah, he disrespected your wife," and I don't feel like
And 90% of them probably
100%. I
They
don't
didn't
feel like
watch
he
it.
was wrong. I think Ryan Clark is one of the most respectable.
He's come a long way.
You know what I'm saying?
He's come a long way.
Yeah.
But see,
And
football. Hold him.
No, I'm talking about just me.
Yeah. Okay.
And media.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying like he's respectable. Like you can tell he's trying to get his words together and not say, man, fuck you or nothing like that. So, and to me to take him as a bad guy, like there's other people that probably said some wild shit.
And the thing is,
Like 2 million us RG3, I probably said some wild shit.
I'm sure if RG3 reached out to Ryan Clark and was like, "Let me get on the podcast, on the pivot,"
Oh yeah, he coming.
and Ryan Clark would be like, "Yeah, let's talk about it."
100%.
Ryan, I promise you, he ain't.
I'm pretty
No
sure
problem.
He could have
'Cause
got,
they knock him out.
got on the phone too if it was that serious.
Yeah,
Yeah, he could have.
and I guarantee you can get his number.
You know, he probably already got his number. He worked with him for years.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you can
no
get
problem.
yeah.
But it's just this era to where
Clickbait.
You have to
You
put
wanna do
it
that.
on, and I'm very much a person that like really understands if that's your world, that's part of how it's got to be. But also, when if to me, if I'm RG3, if I felt that strongly attacked, I'm not making the video. I'm calling.
Yeah.
We're talking, and we got to see each other in the. To make
because
because if you make a video like to me the video that RG3 made, he doesn't feel attacked. It's great media. It gets me views.
Yeah.
It gets me money. It's my personal opinion.
Well, and he also followed the trend because as soon as the Ryan Clark thing, RG3 wasn't the first person to come out and say, "Hey man, that was out of bounds." The whole thing went to, "Oh, here goes RC race baiting again."
Yeah.
And then 2 hours later, as the traction started getting up, going up.
Yeah.
Let me release this video. I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? That was foul, dog.
Yeah.
You're attacking wife and kids.
Mm-hmm.
Let me play on this because that's what's trending right now.
You can. I mean, you
He
can.
really
Watch,
had no issue.
anybody could watch the
Jumped on
video.
bandwagon or something that was hot.
Anybody could watch the video and see. I could definitely see. Oh, I get it. You're trying to. You're trying to make this for your audience. You gotta. There's an agenda here, in that response. I don't know. For me, again, if I feel that strongly about it, you're not getting the video. I'm calling direct, and probably the next time you see me, I'm on their podcast.
Yeah, or if we don't even share the audience, like people put opinions out on takes all the time.
All the time.
You pick and choose who you want to respond to.
For sure.
Yeah.
But you got to be of something of relevance for me to respond. I'm not responding to.
Yeah, if you're not even touching my audience or how I'm getting paid, and I don't give a damn about that.
I don't give it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But if I know half my audience is half of your audience, now I got to respond.
That's valid. Yeah.
And I agree. I don't. Now that we talked about it, watching this shit, I was just like, man, he's a real life punk. You know what I mean? RG3. I like RC.
Can we all agree? Do you think RC went too far?
I mean, so like I said, I read an article that had, I guess, snippets from what y'all have said. I mean, if you're saying, hey, your wife is more than,
That's exactly what
That's literally what he said.
So, like, it's almost...
He said, you're making jokes about your wife, milk or whatever.
Yeah.
But your wife is more than her skin complexion.
So
I've met her.
If anything, he should be mad that he's talking about RG3 in that situation, not his wife, because you're saying something good about your wife, you're saying something negative about RG3.
RG3 went to delete tweets about all the milk jokes.
The milk jokes. So he deleted the one where he had his baby on his chest, and he titled the caption was "Getting Chocolate Milk" or something like that. Like,
yeah, he went and deleted a lot of
yeah.
jokes.
Why would you? If my baby on my chest, why am I putting the caption "Drinking chocolate milk"?
Yeah, he said like wake up and have you. I woke up and had a whole 2% milk there or something like that. Yeah, it's just a lot of milk
jokes. Yeah.
And Ryan Clark was saying, I've worked with him. I know what these jokes are about.
Right.
Yeah. No, and I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I don't think it's funny because both of those jokes are just whack. Not that y'all are whack people, but those jokes are whack. Like, they're not funny.
Yeah,
they're not even like.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Bro, but the drinking chocolate milk is insane.
Yeah. That's how I feel.
That means your child
breastfeeding your kid.
Exactly. That's weird.
Bingo.
I have kids. I swear to God, right hand to the man. I've held my baby. Hey man, what are you doing? Like, they think a nipple's a nipple.
Yeah.
But I'm never. The joke is never gonna go there.
Right.
Like, you have to be there to understand the joke. It's funny, ha ha ha, because hey man, I got my baby. This is the first time I've been doing shit like this. Blah, ha ha ha. But immediately, hey man, I pick you up with shirts on, brother. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not about to be picking you up like that, and that's weird to me. And I don't truly understand where he gets off with that type of.
But that's my issue. Like, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, when he got fired from ESPN, I was like, "Nah, I'm cool. When he got fired from ESPN, I was like, "Oh man, he was kind of cool doing the college thing."
Who we talking about?
RG3, right? I was like, "Oh, he was kind of cool doing the college thing."
He wasn't just all corny. Like he understands.
Yeah, he understands. Right. I was like, he was kind of cool doing the college thing.
Mm-hmm. Some of the things I watch, I like some of.
Right.
Some of what
I'm a fan of.
But then when he started like doing his podcast thing and was way more active on social media in that space, it got real corny real fast. And I was like, what are you?
But if you're going for views, you might be. I mean, I didn't know him in high school. He was probably corny in high school.
Well, it is like I said, it all depends on what you go to his content for. Like when I watch RG3 videos, like he breaks down quarterbacks tremendous. I value his take on
quarterback. He does a great job.
I don't value your take on WNBA.
Yeah. Right.
Because you know as about much as WNBA as I do.
Right.
We both just watch it.
Yeah.
When you come down to quarterbacks or defenses or football, I'm locked in all the way.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about WNBA, we're gonna drop the W. What is it? Eating dubs. We're gonna drop the W and talk about the NBA, the playoffs. First, nobody, and I mean nobody, predicted the Lakers would be out. Nobody. We all established on that. What do y'all think about the
I definitely thought.
We don't need to. You know what I mean? I don't need to go into all that. You know what I mean?
I didn't think they was gonna lose the first round.
I didn't think they would lose the first round.
I didn't think they going to those.
And we had this discussion. I didn't have them going past. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the playoffs all together. I mean, for me, that was.
The same way we'd have the Knicks being in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Nobody.
Now that's a fact.
Nobody
had the Knicks. Nobody had the Knicks.
Nobody.
I ain't think
You thought they was who thought they
had a chance.
New York fans. Everybody in New York. Oh, you have to be
Spike Lee.
That's it. That's the only way.
Spike Lee.
Bro.
Even Stephen A. wasn't on it.
Bro, nobody. Now, shouts out to him.
Yeah.
Right? Shouts out to him.
Shouts out to Jalen Brunson.
That's what I was just about to say. My boy.
That boy
Man. And bro, it's one thing to like go into the league and be like, you're going to be like a good guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you get to a point where it's like, hey, man, you might have reached your ceiling. And inside, he's like, no, bro.
No, yeah.
Y'all have yet to see what I can do. And then cut
Just
up.
let him go.
And then cut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I shout out to him.
I mean, he showed flashes when he was in Dallas. They knew
He
what
did.
they had.
Yeah. I mean, so I watched a little story behind that with the whole Dallas thing. He said he wanted to stay there. He loved it.
Yeah.
Mark Cuban did an interview and was like, yeah, man, he needs to get paid. We'll pay him. Mm-hmm. And then he said he got a phone call and was like, hey, man, they're not paying.
Yeah.
It's
And
time
he's
to go.
like, damn, I got to go.
Now I got to get that money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what he said. I got to go get that money. So it was like a bittersweet situation, but it turned out.
Yeah,
You're
it turned
here.
out for him.
You're here.
Imagine if he got that money, he was on that team with Luka. They wouldn't have to go get Kyrie on
That's
the Mavericks.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
If you could imagine him, of course, Luka kind of played point guard too, but
Yeah.
if they was able to unlock what Brunson shown in New York, imagine him taking that, but he was in Dallas.
But you got to give him that trust in Dallas too, though. He was
getting there though.
He was starting there, but Luka you're definitely secondary now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you was gonna be there.
You know what I mean? So your PT time goes immediately, or your playing time goes down
Or you do like you were supposed to do, play Brunson at the 1 or the 2, and you play Luka at the same time.
Yeah. Play.
You got the same. That would be the same thing as having Kyrie Irving.
I play Brunson at the 1, and I play Luka at the 2.
And you know the crazier part about that? I think both of them dudes is so team playerish.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need the ball.
Who's that?
You know what I mean? Like not necessarily to the point where I can't score, but I can fit a scheme. Now I think Luka, the scheme will probably have to be fat around.
Well, but no, Jalen Brunson definitely understands that. Even though you got Karl Anthony Towns is very much a
sissy.
Okay, all right. So the thing is, he don't understand. He won't be as physical as he needs to be. He's soft
because he's not a man. I'm just talking shit. But yeah.
But he for who he is, he's soft. Let's just call
as big as he is.
Well, yeah, because his name's not Dog.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
His name's Towns.
Cat. All right. Okay.
Okay. All right. But I think Jalen Brunson understands that, and he very much has the killer instinct mentality.
Yeah, he has to have the ball in his hand.
Yeah.
Like he can't be
right.
That was the issue with him in Dallas. Like they had 2 ball handlers and somebody had to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's best with the ball in his hand, creating, getting to the lane.
But is that because he's the best player on the team, or you don't think he could play with a better? You don't think that he can play a quote unquote role, so to speak, when it came down to?
It didn't work out in Dallas like that.
Well, Dallas didn't want to pay him.
That's what I'm saying. So like
because he wouldn't have the ball in his hand.
But if I'm worth $50 million, you trying to give me 30?
Well, he's getting paid 25 for the Knicks.
Yeah, but I'm just throwing out numbers. I'm saying if I'm worth they're paying him 25. If I'm worth 25 and you're trying to offer me 10, fuck you, right? But you just went on TV and said that you're gonna pay me, and then you don't pay me. So am I supposed to stay there?
No. I mean, he did right, but I'm just saying
he did the right thing.
The type of player he is, like.
You don't think that he would have worked out there at all?
I think that it works better with him being the
number one guy. Yeah. So if he was, so you can't be him, Luka on the same team and run the ball through Luka as the primary.
That's why I said
Luka will be better off ball.
Yes.
That's why I said Bronson be 1, Luka be 2
or 3.
So then why not just pay him?
To be honest with you, Luka.
Because it sounds like what y'all are both saying, or all three.
I play Luka in 3. That's a good valid point.
I'm confused on not paying for it.
Because
we talking about with him at Dallas.
At Dallas, they
didn't pay him at Dallas.
Dallas had another ball head.
Yeah, but I'm saying if the scheme was
our scheme was you wasn't
if y'all was all the GMs individually, y'all would pay.
No, if I have Kyrie Irving on my team.
They didn't have Kyrie.
Or whoever my point guard is, whoever they value, that Jalen Brunson wasn't getting.
Who they have at that? Who was that at the time?
I'm saying
Luka was a point guard.
No, it was
not that.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was. You're right.
Luka played point guard just like he did with Kyrie there.
So if
same scheme.
So if I'm valuing, looking at it, I'm not gonna pay you top guard money if you're just a role player. You're gonna get role player money. Now some other team might come in and pay you star player money, which
you'll be their star.
So this is one of the situations where, hey man, we could win a championship if you take less money.
No, I just think that we value you. You're a good player,
and let's be fair. I don't think Dallas actually knew
superstar level money,
and I don't think at that time Dallas really didn't know what they had. Like they did, but they didn't.
He was showing good flashes of what he could.
Flashes,
definitely.
Flashes.
There was a lot of times where he had big games, but with the amount of time that you get play PT.
Well, people said the Knicks were crazy when they paid him 25.
Yeah, but look what he's doing.
But I'm saying he had earned that.
Well, no. Some people was like, well, the reason why he got paid 25 is because his dad's on the coaching staff up there.
And people forget about that.
So
I damn sure.
Yeah,
okay,
so
that would bother me.
I think that's
they brought in a lot. I don't know his coach staff. They brought his dad into a part of the organization.
Is he worth 25 to you? Is he worth 25? No, yes.
Well, today,
right now,
yeah.
Again, you paying Paul George 45.
No,
yes.
25
is a cheap
for a
point guard.
That plays at his level. Look,
that plays on his level.
Let's be. You ain't got to play on his level. 25 for a point guard.
Let's be realistic. The last 2 years in the playoffs, you're not where you are without Jalen Brown. Like right now.
Oh yeah,
you don't have.
But Lawson Reed's about to get 25.
Hell no.
He's only gonna get more.
He's probably.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I say at least.
Yeah.
And you paying.
You're right. You're right. That's true. Let me point something out since we talking about the Knicks.
Hello. Hey, where you at?
Tom Thibodeau. Constantly criticized for the amount of time that he plays his players. The Knicks, the only team healthy that are actually healthy in the playoffs, as healthy as you can be.
Except Indiana.
Okay, you could put Indiana in there as well, right? Both of those coaches, we're talking about Carlisle, and they come from a different era, right? I don't understand the criticism of playing your players like that. We was doing that 30 years ago.
I can guarantee you most of that criticism comes from the Derrick Rose issue. In a blowout game, you play your star player, he goes down, gets this injury.
Should happen.
You should have put him on he should have never been in the game. So that's where that narrative comes from.
Should happen.
He should not have been in the game. Y'all winning by like 20 points or whatever. Why is he still in? You already run these people ragged throughout the whole entire year. But that's where that narrative comes from.
Or you got the Karl Anthony Towns narrative where out of 82 games, motherfucker tell you straight up, I'm only playing 50.
Yeah, get that too.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I thought that was
And so many of these players.
That's just what Kawhi does.
You know what I mean? Like it's a few players that they may not tell you like that flat out, but you know for a fact.
I watched in the interview with Paul Pierce. He said, "82, man, you play 82 games. That's just too much." Like the newer players, they just don't. To me personally, they don't have the same drive. Like even Aaron Gordon the other night. Yeah, I don't think we should play every. Now when you travel, okay, I get given 2 days, right? Mm-hmm. But why is it an issue now? It wasn't an issue. Oh, it's an issue because you just so happen to get hurt and y'all are out the playoffs now.
Data, low tops,
analytics.
But
low tops, yeah.
But you feel what I'm saying? Because if we did 2 nights between every game, you know how long the playoffs will take?
Yeah. It'll take a little time, and they do it based off of what they deem best for the league and for the players and stuff like that.
Bro, all I'm saying is the Knicks are fine.
Well, you can't. Don't blame it on the players. Blame it on the coaches who started it.
Yeah, because Thibodeau ain't doing that. His team is fine.
That's what I'm saying. So it's other coaches who decided, and they got these smart guys in the room that said, well, you can even blame it on league parity. Like, we about to play the Atlanta Hawks. No, they got us straight. We don't need, hey, you guys take a night off. We don't need you. Yeah. Because we got Atlanta, and then we got to go play Miami.
Yeah. We'd rather have you for Miami versus having you for Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we got that back-to-back games where we got to go play New York and then Boston.
Yeah.
We playing both games, but if we playing Brooklyn, then the Knicks, some of y'all can take Brooklyn up. And we'll get you ramped up for the Knicks. It's just a parity thing.
I hate it, though. I hate it.
So we're going to spin to the other side. We got my boy Ant-Man. Who got the Ant-Man got the BTA. You know what I'm saying? Belt to ass level.
0 points in the fourth quarter last night.
It's crazy, right?
He can give you that, though.
He had ups and downs. I mean,
is OKC that goddamn good?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of firepower.
OKC is definitely
firepower.
A lot of firepower.
Any team that wins 68 games in the season. No, I'm sorry, not 68.
Yeah,
68. Anybody wins
68? Yeah, it was 68 games.
It's good.
That's not a fluke because we're not talking about 1 year of them playing good basketball.
No,
last year they were
called
out last year.
They've been building up.
Yeah, they've been building up. They're a good young team.
This is the bubbling of hey man, I see this. Somebody seen this and was like, hey man, this is.
They did it with you had Russ, Harden, and KD. It was a slow process.
And then it just blew up.
It's just weird to people who see these things because they want instant winning now. Yeah. But like Golden State, they were the same type. Yeah. They were a bunch of young guys who grew together and finally clicked. Boom, now the best team in the NBA.
Yeah. Compared
to the other teams that might trade for a superstar. Dame Lillard in Milwaukee, and it just doesn't work out. Phoenix, right? It just doesn't work out. But these guys, while this team was trading all their picks away and stuff, we decided to get a bunch of good hoopers that fit a scheme and then build them up, and then we're successful.
Yeah,
is the right way through the draft.
Is the age of a dynasty? Is that over with?
Dynasty, as in like 3.
No, it has a flows.
Back-to-backs? What are we talking about, dynasty?
3 peats.
Who's last in 3-peat?
The Lakers.
Exactly. So dynasties.
No, I don't
winning multiple championships in small amount of years. So like what? Warriors won
2.
They won 5 and how many? I'm sorry, they won 4 and how many?
4 and 5. 4 or 5 years?
No, 6 years. 4 and 6 years.
So yeah, we're looking at something like that.
4 and 6. 4 and 6.
They played the Cavs. They played the Cavs 4 times, 3 or 4 times.
3 times.
No, they played them 4 times.
They played them because they
lost.
One.
They played the first one. Right. They won. The second year they lost. Then they won twice with KD. They played the Cavs.
They played one.
No, they won once with KD.
Twice. He has 2.
Yeah, they won.
They played Cleveland 2 years back to back.
Yeah. They lost to
They
lost to Toronto in the playoffs.
They lost to Toronto with KD.
They lost
last year KD was there.
last year KD was there. They lost to Toronto. That was the year Toronto won with.
So year 1 they won. Then the next year they came back. They won 73 games. They lost.
Okay.
And then KD went over to them. They won 2 more.
Okay.
And then after that they lost to Toronto. And then they won like later on against Boston.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're talking about they went to the finals 7 times in like what 9 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got 4 times against Cleveland. Then you got the Toronto. Then you got Boston. So it's only 6. So they won. They've been 6 out of like 8 years or something like that.
Is that type of dynasty gone? I think it's just a matter of you have to no, because somebody's going to manufacture something that's going to work, right?
I think that's dead.
It's not because they're doing it right now. OKC, bro, we just sat up here and said.
No. But see, here's what I'm saying.
Championship.
OKC built that through draft, bro.
What's wrong with that?
Trades, stuff like that.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? You said a dynasty.
You're right.
It doesn't matter how I get my dynasty. It's a dynasty.
But let's say they win this year.
Who was that?
OKC. Let's say they win it all this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then they don't ever win it again.
I guess you got to put it like
what happens if they do win it again?
I guess you got to put it like this. How many times, in order to be considered a dynasty,
what do we consider a dynasty?
How many times do you have to get to the finals to be considered a dynasty? Like back to back? Is it back to back final appearances? Is it 2 championships, back to back championships? Is it 3 final appearances?
I look at a dynasty as 3.
Because like when we talking about like Golden State, Golden State was a dynasty. They went 4 years in a row.
Going to the NBA Finals 3 years in a row.
They went 5 years in a row.
That's what I consider a dynasty.
I think it was 5 years in a row.
In the NBA. No. That is a dynasty. I mean, from this point on.
I think it's yet to be seen.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I'm asking.
It's kind of hard. I think right now. I don't think it's dead. I think it's a possibility.
All right, so the Warriors went 15, 17, 18, and then 22.
15, 17, 18, and then 22. So they never three-peated.
No, they
only had 2.
Had 15 lost.
Those are the ones that they won.
But
it was 15, 17, 18.
Yeah, so it's exactly what you said. They won, lost after the 73-game season, and then won 2 back-to-back.
2 back-to-back, and then they lost to Toronto. And then they won 22.
Is the dynasty era over? No, I think it's a scheme, right? We got to figure out a scheme to how to win in this dynamic of basketball, right? The dynasty era for Shaq was, I'm huge. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
I kind of, when I look at it from this standpoint, I think that the dynasty area of what we used to see is over with. Like the old way of dynasties that was dominant like that. That type of dynasty. I think it's over.
Because small market teams know that they can win.
But I'm thinking that when you talk about like a newer dynasty, you might not get like multiple teams being back to back, but you might get like OKC. Let's say they win this year, they might lose next year, conference final, come back the next year, win one then, or we get to the finals. You kind of doing an off and on type thing. Like when you looking at Boston, they were in 22.
But see,
then they come back to a conference finals. Then eventually they win it. Then this year they're out early, but who knows what they're gonna do?
Yeah, but if Boston turns around and wins the next 2, then Oxford and dynasty.
Yeah. But do you need the same players or do you need the same team name?
No.
Just team name.
Not player.
Players, not the
team
players.
name. Yeah.
And also, like, I don't think you're able to say, But no, because you can. It's definitely team, man. I was gonna say I don't think you can switch out stars, but you could. Because
Switch out stars and be good to go.
Stephen Curry's a dynasty. They're saying they go to say Warriors.
Warriors,
Yeah,
right?
that team.
Yeah.
But that team
But your leader was
includes
Steph Curry.
and
It don't matter who's on the
crew.
It don't matter on the team. If I'm a team and I win 9 out of 10, if we'll go 4 out of 8. I don't care who the player's name on my jersey is. We're a dynasty.
Yeah. The team
Because
is a dynasty. Yes,
the Lakers
overall,
went
yes.
1-1 without Shaq,
Yes.
and they were considered a dynasty. Shaq wasn't on the team no more, but he was.
They were already a
superstar.
dynasty before him.
I mean, Chicago won 3.
Yeah,
Switched it up the next 3 and came back.
yeah,
Different players.
yeah. Different players. Yeah,
Different
you
role
know.
players and everybody.
Yeah.
That's a dynasty.
The only thing you had the same was 2 major stars.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Pippen and Jordan. Now.
And if Pippen would have went on to win without Jordan, that Bulls era they still would have been
Yeah, they
dynasty.
still would have been a dynasty. That's correct. I believe that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Even if they
Absolutely.
go out and get Penny or somebody.
You just have interchangeable pieces, but your team is still not like it's just like the Celtics and Lakers. They're a dynasty, but all their championships come from multiple different teams. You know what I'm saying? Like half of this stuff they had, like the Lakers, they won 6 in like was it 6 in the 2000 era? Kobe won 5,
5.
so it's 5. So they had 5 in 2000, but they already had 8, 9, 10 banners
The Lakers
before then.
won,
You
yeah.
see what I'm saying? So
Like you look at Boston, they had 9 in a 2-year span.
so
Yeah. That's crazy.
so your
Think
team,
about,
your
bro.
team.
You think they're winning without Jason Tatum getting hurt?
Well, and on top of that, during that time, they only had like 8. They only had like 8 NBA teams at that time.
That's
Hey,
true.
you're tall.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
You
That's
wanna
true.
play?
It comes. We don't want to do it, but it's like there's asterisks there. It was only like 8 teams.
No, it's no asterisks. It's just
But that's what they dominated the league back in that time.
Yeah, I ain't
Going on
putting that
now.
like people say the bubble championship ain't championship. It's no asterisks.
It's a championship, regardless.
It's a championship.
It's just like the lockout year.
That's the best.
98, 99 was a lockout year. They only played 50-something games. Spurs won that.
Best basketball I've seen play was in the bubble.
So I've been waiting. Y'all talking dynasties. I'm like, ain't no one saying about the Spurs.
man.
Like,
Nobody cares
Oh
about
yeah,
that.
that's dynasty.
Yeah, we mentioned
Timmy
that.
Duncan era. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody care about that, man. Nobody care about that at all. If we had to pick, who are we selecting to go? Because right
To
now,
go where?
NBA championship finals. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win it? Who's gonna win it all?
I still say OKC.
I think I said it Thunder last.
Who do I want versus who do I think?
Different question. Who do you have winning?
All right,
You got $100. You're putting on the winner.
OKC.
$100.
No, I want OKC to win, but I think, yeah, OKC is who I right now I would want, and I've mentioned this on our podcast. I've said several times, OKC.
Who do you want to win though?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
That's what-
whoa. Okay, so you're once in
It's once and your wants and your and who you think is gonna align.
yeah, they're the same. But
I'm Knicks.
I thought the
I was.
I thought the question was who's going to be in the final. I thought who's going to be in the finals.
No. Who's gonna win?
Yeah, OKC.
Originally it was the Nuggets, right? I don't like Jokic, but
Can I ask you why you don't?
because he's sloppy, man. He just looks
I
sloppy.
know, and I just wanted you to say
That
it.
shit.
I watched the last one. I watched the last 5, and I was like,
motherfucking nose be red. That shit.
He
He's
does not
sloppy.
play a good running back. I mean,
He's
just,
sloppy as
He-
hell.
he makes different. He's just
He awkward.
he is.
And I don't
He's
like
one
it.
of those that to say.
He's so awkward that you should, bro. I hate the ball from this motherfucker, man.
I hate
Panther.
when
That's
he.
the point. He plays so sloppily. You should be able to.
I hate
do
when
that.
he carelessly throws up some bullshit and just
make-
go in.
Cause I know but see then you see how they hoop over there, like they be hooping
Is it
without
luck
a backboard.
skill or is it magnets on the rim?
It's no. So here's the thing. I think the crazy thing is, I think it's just a lot of fundamental basketball. It's as basic as you can be.
It is.
It just gets down to
The one thing
fundamentals.
that we talked about before that's lacking in the NBA is a lot of fundamental basketball. They don't play it.
True, but you got to adapt to your people that's around. When you have LeBron James saying motherfuckers can't run a simple play, they don't understand it.
Mhm.
Nobody in the league runs
Who's
a simple
teaching
play
it?
anymore.
But I'm saying, but that's
Every-
not
every-
for the. You
every
don't
team all run a
you
simple
don't
play.
come to the league to learn. You know what I'm saying? You come to the league to execute.
I know, but that's why I was saying it's not.
So
being
if the
taught to
coaches
nobody.
ain't teaching these players, then as a coach, because
Every team in the league runs the same play.
pick and roll,
They're all running the same play.
but you're working off of your players' best skills. You know what I'm saying? So like, if everybody's doing this skill and everybody gets the same skill across the league, I gotta work off what I got.
You know what they want? Somebody to sit out on the perimeter and shoot a three.
No, they don't.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I mean,
That's
the Steph Curry ball is crazy.
Analytics.
He's about to be out the game, so that shit is over.
Everybody want to be
It's not
Steph Curry. It's not
a whole generation of kids that's about to jump in. Is
I used to go to the Eastern Hills Middle School game, the basketball games. You know what all the kids do? Sit on the outside of three and shoot a three. All of them.
So that's coaching. As a coach, you got to stop that
Let's not even
shit.
go. And Edwards talked about during the last series how he worked out with Steph Curry all summer, so I could start shooting like Steph Curry. Like that's just, and it goes down to analytics. Like the game is penetrate and hope they help.
Kick out.
Shoot, make a three.
That's basketball.
It's different.
That's
Remember when Jordan said, "I don't focus too much on three because it'll take away from my game." But that was the mentality of I don't remember. I don't know who it was. I was listening to NBA radio, and it said, "I know three is worth more than two, but two is worth more than nothing." And it was speaking to Boston. The first two
See
games,
what happened to him.
they literally shot themselves out the game
Yeah.
because even though they were up by 20,
three, you what?
die by the three. Even though they were up by 20, what did they continue to do? Keep shooting threes. They kept missing.
Listen,
But that goes. But we're still talking coaching because just like King Dano said, what do you got to drive? You got to drive.
Well,
And if you ain't driving, and you going, if you're dishing out,
We agree, but analytics have taken over the game. I agree with you.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question. Have y'all ever watched like NBA players do shooting line?
Yeah.
How many shots y'all counting to miss?
Barely any.
Yeah.
Barely any.
It's easy to shoot when you by yourself in the gym.
All I'm saying is, if that's what I do, that's what I do. I'm not in there practicing how to lay it up. I'm in there practicing.
I've watched Shaq make 5 threes in a row.
So when we get in the game, this is what I've been practicing all week. I know I can make this shot. I'm not going to not shoot it. If I just made 88 out of 100, just in an open gym, you make 100 layups. You make 88 out of 100 layups. You're not going to, man, I ain't going to take this layup. No.
You don't even see those layup drills anymore.
That's what I'm saying. So it's just a game.
Yeah,
We'll get the rebound.
it's
back.
crazy.
Yeah.
You don't see that anymore.
No.
I was watching something that,
taking jump shots.
Yeah.
Sure.
I was watching something that what Charles Barkley was saying just today. He was on a little. It was an old clip of him.
35.
Yeah, he was talking about like retiring or like playing when you get older. Like he wanted LeBron James. He hopes LeBron James retires soon because he don't want to see him get old and not be the person that he is. Because he said when I was and when he said when I was getting older, it was like it's different when you're shooting in an empty gym. I'm hitting all these shots, but your body ain't prepared for somebody being in your face or somebody being around you. You got
running up and down.
Yeah, that's a whole different story. And it's the same thing. Like, you in a gym, you might swat. You be like, dang, this mug killing it. Ben Simmons, he got a tape every year. He come out, this mug shooting jumpers and all kinds of stuff, hitting all kinds of stuff
every year.
And then what he do when he get in the game? That mug might not even take a jump shot. He getting his back hurt.
Yeah, his confidence is hurt. But also, you got guys you have big men who now are more confident in taking 3-point shots, long range shots. Like we can look at, hate to harp back down this, but Angel Reese now has added just from last year to this year. She's getting rebound, push the brakes, sit off wherever you want to. She's gonna pull a 3.
Yeah.
Last year she wasn't.
She started shooting the 3 a little bit last year,
and now she don't care. She letting it fly.
Yeah.
That's just what players
That's
work
what they're
on.
teaching them now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
That's
got these
what they're working
bigs,
on now,
extending that range just a little bit.
So y'all,
I missed it.
Everybody's picking OKC.
Yes.
Yeah,
I had
I
OKC
can-
playing the Pacers, winning 14.
And that's crazy because I kind of have that same thought process. Like, I like New York. I would like to see them win.
New York's
But New York, to me, New York shoots himself in the foot.
they're clearly the better team.
Yeah, they are. But they just something about the way they play is too reckless. Like, they look sloppy.
You don't think that's Jalen Brunson?
No, because
Just
Cat
them.
is one of them players. Cat is one of them players that one game he might give you 50 and 13. Next game he might give you 8 and 12,
Bingo.
or he might give you 16 and 2 rebounds.
But that's what makes Jalen Brunson so good, though. 'Cause
Yeah.
if you see, he recognizes that.
Yeah.
So a
Yeah,
lot of games,
that's true. That's
A
true.
lot of
He takes
games, they're gonna go. He personally is gonna try to get Cat involved early. See what type of night Cat's gonna have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Cat have an off night, okay, OG,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need you to be my Robin because
Yeah,
I'm
then
about
you
to
need-
start
yeah.
cooking.
Yeah, and then you need the other one.
And then you got Hart on defense.
Yes.
Hart's just that all around guy. Hart's the guy that
Bridges.
I'm gonna give you what you need tonight. I'm gonna do just enough to give you what you need tonight.
Mhm.
It may be this. It may be that.
Hart is
I feel
a
whatever.
plug and play guy.
Cut up tonight.
He's a plug and play guy. Like, he's one of the ones I could just sit there and be like, "Hey, I just need you to go out here and just make a play."
Yeah.
And he's gonna go out there and make a play, and he's gonna give you a spark.
I hope you go out there and make some play of your FanDuel.
That's a scat back.
That part.
Uh,
Just
I'm-
just don't pick Cat.
Uh,
Yeah,
well, before we get out of here, y'all got anything?
Yeah, I want to talk about flag football being elected to be played in the Olympics.
Let's talk about it.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, so the Olympics is bringing in flag football for the first time. And the NFL had a vote that they're going to allow professional players to play because of how late the Olympic runs are going to run the training camp and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it passed. They were real open to it. Like, hey, this is great. They say a lot of players want to have their Steph Curry moment, and they just want to be able to say, hey, I'm a living champion.
Yeah.
I have 2 questions.
Okay.
Start with the first one. Would be, do you guys, if you're an owner, would you let your player go do it?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Corey.
I would say at minimum, I would strongly
Advise
advise
against
not
it.
to.
That's what I would say.
But I may go far enough to say, yeah, you're not doing that.
My thing about it is my best interest is my sport. So you fucking off, that really ain't you know what I mean? That's not really what I want you to do. Now granted, I want you to go out here and get better, so I can't tell you don't go out here and participate in you know, small events that's gonna, you know what I mean, you might do something for the weekend or something like that. Like a Kobe, he go out here and shoot around, right? But this is an investment. You're investing your time. I'm not knocking you for getting your money.
So you're saying no.
I'm strongly advising against it because my personal interest is what I paid you for.
Okay.
I don't care about what you do outside of this.
I look at my team, my organization, as an owner of a team. Think of it as like you don't want to necessarily call it a project, but it's your baby, right? Let's say you have a 1949 Ford Coupe,
Okay.
right? Speedster edition, whatever, right? And you're putting it together. You just drop a new engine in it, put new tires in it. Are you gonna go drag race it?
If it's been drag racing before, yeah.
But if it's not,
But
a lot of them players ain't played. Flag football is a different animal than you've done both, right? So let me ask you this: you've done both. I've not done flag football. I've not done flag football. You have as an adult. I've been out there. I watched. In comparison, what are your thoughts?
flag football is 1,000 times easier.
1,000 times easier. See, I don't know that.
I played flag football against Romas Taylor, who was a Heisman candidate. You're already locked up by me. I was order filling at Walmart distribution at the time.
I know. I worked with you. Yeah.
Last year, you was a Heisman candidate. You out here on the flag football field talking smack to me.
Yeah.
You get work.
You getting worked by an order filler.
Yeah.
Walmart distribution center.
Yeah.
So to me, it's, and I get you guys say no, but if it was that big of an issue, like they play flag football every year at the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Owners ain't saying.
Valid
just
point.
That's what
Okay.
I'm saying.
So
Owners ain't saying you can't go to the Pro Bowl.
valid point.
But it's just
You playing more games.
it's just flag football. Like there's
More
no
cardio than
contact.
anything. It's not a card. It's not a contact.
Yeah, there's no
It's
contact.
not bad.
There's none of that.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah, but you could do something to an ankle or.
You
I
can
mean,
do that.
but you can
You
do
can
that
do
just
that.
walking outside.
Walking down the stairs.
All right.
As an athlete or
Right.
somebody that played both,
Yeah, you too.
my
Yeah.
minimum, it's minimum risk out there.
Yeah.
But we did see Buddy get his leg snapped.
But that was like that was one
Shit
happens.
happens.
Yeah, but that situation.
Man, I hurt my
Shit
back trying to
happens.
just taking laundry to the dang laundry.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
feel
Like you can't
feel
say, oh, the injuries are gonna happen. You can say, hey, you can't go out there in the Olympics and then very first play in training camp.
You get hurt. I can I can
see
deal with that though.
Okay.
I can deal with you getting hurt on my field. I can't deal with you being a
I might have more-
$35 million man and you get hurt doing
So
some
that's
outside shit.
what's important.
What do you mean? What's
So
the
that-
difference?
What's the biggest difference out of that?
Out of what?
Yeah, you on my training facility, this training camp. You go out.
I'm paying
You got
But I
you
might
got
have
hurt doing something that I'm paying you
I'm paying
to
you.
do.
But we
So I feel
allowed
that.
you to do this. I might have more insurances now.
I mean,
Like, if you
granted,
get hurt-
I might have to do
Yeah,
that.
if you get hurt or no, I mean insurance.
Or
Like
put it this way.
maybe the league says, hey, since we wanted this, the league could say, no, y'all can't go play. There's that big deal. The league said, hey, we wanted this, so
So
we
you-
supported
put it this
this.
way.
So can
So
you
we
restructure
allowed-
the contract and
but
say
let me-
if you
but
get hurt?
restructure
Let me
things.
put it this way. Let me put it this way. You allow them to go to play Pro Bowl flag football,
Yeah, that's
NFL.
part of the NFL.
Yeah,
but the season's over with.
But that's a part of the NFL.
But I just
Yeah,
said
it
that.
is.
So
But they can decline to go.
Yeah, that player
what I was
can.
getting to is
But if you're gonna allow it, it ain't no different.
That's the part of the NFL. This organization umbrella that I'm under is what makes this. So they're saying that this
And
is
the
not.
NFL okay for them to be able to do it.
But this is the NFL. You are a subsidy up under the umbrella of the NFL.
And you still are.
So you have to abide by the rules that's in there. So if they say, hey
Right.
man, you're going to
So what he's
produce
saying is
X
the
amount of
Olympics-
players, that's outside of the NFL. That has nothing
Yeah,
to
the
do with the
Olympics are
NFL.
outside of that umbrella.
Right.
So that umbrella is a whole different thing. So you going from here and saying, I'm going to spend time over here. This umbrella, and literally there's an umbrella, and then inside of there's 32 more umbrellas, right? Which is the individual teams. So the umbrella that you're under, inside of this bigger umbrella, you're going to take your talents elsewhere? No, man, you can't do that.
well, I
For
just
summer every 4 years?
I don't care if it's every 4
well, let's just go to
It's risky.
Let's
You
go-
blow your
It's
AC.
risky.
Yo,
It's risky for me to go outside and blow my damn ankle. I mean,
what's the
can't
likelihood of you walking outside of your house? And
stop. Shit, there's a curve.
You got a curve. You got a curve. These rich ass motherfuckers got cobblestone.
That might be worse.
You know what I mean? Like these motherfuckers got cobblestone.
They got
They
slick
ain't
floors.
Ain't no
You
curve.
right.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
got slick floors.
And they got
And they might slip and fall and bust their ass.
footy socks. They got footy socks with the grips on them.
A mug might not even make it to training camp because he done strained it, done did something to
And
himself.
guess what? You ain't gonna
Walking
be
to the
living.
facility.
You ain't gonna live there no more. Take your shit, leave.
What was
Or like any other player, let's just say, because we know damn well they don't always just be at the facility working out in the off season, off the facility. Players do this all the time. They working out off season.
Yeah,
It's off the facility on their own personal time. They get injured. What do you do there?
yeah. There's punishment behind that. You may lose a contract based off of how much time you got to spend off. That's. I want you to get better on your own time, right? But I don't want you to
Don't
go
fuck up.
risky.
Yes.
So but the likelihood of you getting hurt in a controlled environment, running, working out, is slim. But when you start competing, that's when the likelihood of you getting hurt goes up tremendously. And respectfully, ain't nobody. I'm not saying ain't nobody getting hurt walking down the
But
street,
let's
but
just
the
put it this
likelihood of you getting hurt walking down
But
the
I
street
say
is
this.
extremely low.
Just like the NBA, right? The NBA allows players to go overseas to play in Olympics. The
Not
NBA,
Kawhi. They tell Kawhi.
I mean,
Kawhi,
they
like,
but
get your ass
they
home.
have what do? They have tryouts.
Play anyway.
The coaches, the
I don't
staff,
wanna play this
everybody that is pretty much on this USA team is an NBA affiliate. Everybody. So you still kind of, even though you're going over here to play over this, you still under the NBA umbrella, regardless. So they got something in place for the things that go over to allow these people to do it. The NFL, I'm pretty sure, has something in place like insurances, just like in their own umbrella for what you're doing here and what you're doing over there. We have this insurance.
I'm gonna just ask this one question. And I might be wrong. Do you think there's more concussions in the NFL than the NBA?
Yeah.
So why would you put the NBA?
I'ma
The
tell you right now,
likelihood of you
but
getting
look,
seriously
look,
hurt in the
look,
NBA
I'ma
is
tell you this,
extremely
But I'm
low.
going to tell you this one. I would see your point if they were playing contact football.
Yeah, it's flag football we're talking
They're
about.
playing flag football.
I understand.
Any sport has contact. It doesn't matter any sport that you play, you can be at risk. It doesn't
Flag
matter.
football has
It doesn't
the
matter.
least. You're not allowed to have contact.
All you're going to do is rip a flag. That's it. That's it. We watch them play pro ball all the time. They went to flag football because
It's
they went.
safer.
It's a lot safer. So you're not at risk of them going out. If we were talking about they're playing contact football over there, I would have a different tune because now you are putting yourself more at risk. The rules, we don't know what the rules going to look like or whatever, but you're putting yourself more at risk because you're actually going through full contact.
And when
When you're
Full
talking
contact,
about,
I'm still sending my players over there. Like,
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, for me, it would be, I would see the point of why I would be more concerned with the full contact sport versus flag football. I don't have as much of a concern with them playing flag football. They can play 2-man touch for all I care, and it'll be all right.
hockey
But-
sends their players.
Yeah, hockey does it
and
too.
that's contact.
That's always contact.
Bro, hockey.
And they knock the teeth out.
Yeah, I go to
I
hockey
guarantee
games.
you, hockey
regularly.
probably got more concussions than the NFL.
Yeah,
I saw a guy.
And they still tell them to go over there. Oh, yeah, with that
I get it.
delay.
So we got 3 that says no, me they can say yes.
I say yes.
Just to
This
push
is
it
low
forward, my
risk.
next question. Let's say it's 5 guys on the team. Who you sending?
In terms of like
Players. You got 5. You pick 5.
5 from my team to go.
5. No,
There's
the
5
roster
players in the
is
NFL.
5. The starting flag football lineup for the United States of America. 5 players. Who you got? Go.
The top players in the league right now.
That tells me nothing.
He's just
I'm-
saying,
I'm
you
asking-
got
I'm
five
asking-
players in the NFL. Who would be the 5 players on your
It's
team?
easy.
Lamar
Five
That
players
was
on
That
your
the
Lamar
whole
team.
Jackson.
time.
Lamar Jackson's.
That's all I'm asking.
Okay, Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Probably AJ Brown.
Hey, bro.
Saquon Barkley.
Jake on a running back. Okay.
Jamar Chase.
Give your team.
All right.
I don't want a mixed team. Like, because we all have different answers.
I'm putting Jamar
I'm
Chase.
saying
in there.
that's mine.
No, I'm putting.
You guys
Yeah, I'm
just said
putting Jamar
So you got
Chase.
Lamar, Chase, Barkley,
AJ Brown.
Okay.
And
Gotta go with tight end.
nah,
Because you really don't block.
yeah, I'm not. I'm not looking at
So
the tight end.
the players,
Yeah,
we can
player
just
who likes the
go
ball.
5. I can go 4 receivers and a quarterback.
He has a player who likes the ball. And then it's 5 guys. You got everybody.
So I can go 4 receivers and a quarterback. I don't have to have a quarterback. There's no parameters set on position, so to speak. So you don't have to have Saquon Barkley.
You got to have 2 in the backfield.
So that's what I'm saying. So like you got
They don't
Right
necessarily
now,
need to be a running back.
It's 2 in the backfield. 1 guy hiking.
Positionless football.
And the guys out there.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
and
So then, yeah, I'm not. I'll cancel Saquon.
I'm still putting Saquon in there, and then probably CeeDee Lamb.
Okay.
That's fine.
Chase, Lamar, CD, AJ Brown, and Shaquan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you were naming yours. I was like,
No, I was counting his.
That's the same.
No, yeah, I'm gonna count his. What you got, bro?
Probably Lamar, CD, Chase, Metcalf, probably Jefferson.
Lamar, CD, Chase, Jefferson. Who else?
Metcalf.
Okay.
DJ.
Okay.
So I go Lamar, Chase, but I switch it up and I probably put Hill in there, and then CD and is that 5?
That's 4.
It's 4. Fuck, who am I putting in my 5th? Should I probably Justin Jefferson? Just be all about speed.
Lamar is probably my default answer for quarterback. Then I'm gonna go Justin Jefferson.
Mhm.
Trying to think of what else I'll put in there. I'll put Jamar Chase there.
Okay. I got a whole different list.
Well, actually,
That's
yeah, I'll take Chase. Damn, my mind's slipping with players in my dang head that I want to go with because I don't.
It's tough when to ask on the spot. Because it's a lot you can take in mind.
Actually, I'm gonna go Jaden Daniels.
okay.
Then I'm gonna go Jamar Chase. And I'm gonna go Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
Still stuck on my two left.
You know you're gonna pick Deebo Samuel.
I'm joking. He's a commander now.
Yeah, he's a commander now. You know,
Christian McCaffrey.
Nah, he getting hurt.
So you
over
just
there.
making up shit right now.
He getting hurt over there. He getting
No,
hurt.
seriously. I mean,
A healthy
Who else you
Christian.
got?
if I ain't talking about him getting hit,
Yeah, one
I'll
more.
take Christian
Yeah, one
McCaffrey. And one more.
Actually, a healthy Christian McCaffrey is good. Because it's a lot of contact with him. He ain't avoiding no flags getting ripped off.
You stupid. And I'll go with what's the boy name from
From the Jets.
I can't think of his name.
Who you play for?
The Ravens, the receiver.
Flowers?
Flowers.
Zay
Zay
Flowers. That's not bad.
I couldn't remember if that was a real name.
I'm going Dylon.
I was thinking that before we even went through that.
Dylon,
I was about to say that. I was about to dial
So I'm going Mahomes at quarterback for me.
He's gonna get all the
I'm
calls.
shocked nobody said Jeremiah Hill just needs to shift this running back in the league. I'm going Gibbs.
That's a good one.
I'm going Malik Neighbors too. I'm going for shifty guys.
Yeah. Malik Neighbors is another good one.
Tyreek Hill for sure. And
I thought about him too.
yeah, you gotta have him. He's just shifty, like side to side, tearing it up. And then I don't know.
So let me swap AJ Brown with St. Brown.
No, you ain't swapping nobody. You picked your 5.
Okay.
Don't go off my list and then try to no, that's not how the game works.
All right.
My 5th person, I don't know. I'd probably like a more middle guy than anything. Like, give me like a Brock Bowers. Yeah, I take Brock.
Or Puka Nacua.
Right there in the middle to hike the ball and be able to get up and run a route. I don't see too many receivers excelling at hiking the ball and then getting up in the middle and getting where they need to go. So I'd probably go, if I'm not Brock Bowers, George Kittle, but I'd go Brock Bowers for mine.
Okay. Fair enough.
Pick right there in the middle.
Sure. Fair enough.
Okay, then.
Brock Bowers is a beast.
Yeah.
I'm going shifting. I get we can pick the best, but flag football is a different game.
Well, that's why I asked you.
I'm still throwing that mug up to Jefferson downfield.
Of course.
Yeah.
But that's not all flag football is about.
No,
That's
it's not.
probably the easiest play to defend.
Yeah.
So
Well-
the thing is, when you catch that ball, how likely are you to make that guy miss grabbing your flag? Like if you look at the pro flag players now,
Well-
they dipping and spinning and doing this, so it's still a skill set.
which is why Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb together, for me, like you tell
CeeDee
me,
Lamb's not that shifty to me though.
he's not that
He's just
shifty.
downfield.
He's
But
downfield.
he's a downfield.
Same as AJ Brown.
I'm just going off
But
speed.
listen to me, that I was gonna go there.
It's only if because it's quarterback.
Them guys. Your next person has to cover Jamar Chase.
Or just pull his flag.
Yeah. Get Jamar Chase underneath.
The thing is, America, USA should run away with the gold easily.
Yeah. They should.
But also,
Right.
we don't know the rule set. Like I
Right.
said, I haven't researched any rules on what they're implementing. It might be 7 players.
Yeah.
You might have to have
So then, who
we played,
Yeah.
your guards couldn't leave, but your center could.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the center can go out for a route.
Who was center? Howard Cross?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Howard Cross was shifty for a big guy.
That's it. He just turn around, he run 7 yards down, turn around and catch, and he'll make one dude miss.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
And if you don't make a miss, that's 7 yards. Just catch it.
Yeah.
He might run backwards on you.
Yeah. That was that. Yeah. Howard Cross was shifty.
You got anything else before we get out of here?
That's good.
Follow this podcast if you have not liked and subscribed to BrosTalk. Please like and subscribe to this podcast. And follow the Fandamentals Podcast. Like and subscribe.
While y'all out there liking and subscribing and stuff, might as well stop by KBA Works. If you see something, go ahead and put in an order.
Put an order in, man.
And
Buy
yeah.
something.
KBA Works. KBA Works.
Yeah.
Okay,
Kilo
KBA
Bravo
Works.
Alpha.
Or you can go to DBA, I got the bootleg versions.
KBA Works.
That means you made it. Somebody bootleg your shit, you made it.
Right?
Nah, seriously. Go check the page out.
Hey, man, we appreciate
Good
y'all.
products.
I appreciate y'all having us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
Appreciate y'all coming
This
in,
is
man.
good.
It's all about what do they call it? Networking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fuck
You gotta
network.
lift one up, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. But appreciate y'all coming. Corey, Big Will, Adrian, Fandamentals, KBA, King Dano,
That's me.
T Broski. We are out of here.
and
Hey, man,
Rocky.
shout out to Rocky, man.
Yeah.
We're almost
You did great today, Rocky.
Chilling out the whole
almost
night.
possibly ruin the podcast every time. Just gotta know he's here.
Well, there's not what he was nibbling on the mic earlier, so
Shout out to him.
yeah.
Appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate y'all watching. We out of here.
Another session with the bros talk, where the beer's ice cold. Bros talk.